Hey there gem junkies, welcome back to Gemmy Jimmy, your one-stop shop for all things sparkly and scandalous in the gem world. Today we're diving headfirst into the dazzling yet deceptive world of jewelry imitations. Buckle up gem hunters, because we're about to expose the fakes and uncover the truth behind those gems that might not be as precious as they seem. Get ready for a crash course in spotting faux gems, from the subtle signs to the dead giveaways. Let's do this. First up, let's talk about everyone's favorite precious metal gold, or should I say sand gold. Sand gold is essentially a very thin layer of gold that's been electroplated onto a base metal, like brass or copper. This type of gold plating is extremely thin, which means it will wear off quickly, revealing the less than glamorous metal underneath. Sand gold pieces often lack any kind of authenticity stamp, but sometimes there are 3 numbers of 9s printed on the sand gold. Don't let those 3 9s fool you, it's missing the solid gold or AU stamp of approval. Without them, you're basically playing a very expensive guessing game. Remember folks, sand gold is for show, not for your investment portfolio. Sand gold can be a great way to rock a trendy style without breaking the bank. Alright gem enthusiasts, let's journey to the Far East and unravel the mystery of Icy Jadeite. Often what's marketed as Icy Jadeite is nothing more than cleverly disguised glass. Icy Jadeite is not Icy Species Jadeite. The Chinese name of Icy Jadeite is Bingqi. It is actually glass that is readily available. Real Icy Species Jadeite, especially the high-quality translucent variety, is becoming increasingly rare. These crafty imitations are crafted to mimic the look and feel of real jadeite, but they lack the durability, rarity and inherent value of the real deal. Made from easily accessible and relatively inexpensive materials, Icy Jadeite satisfies the desire for jade's aesthetic appeal without the hefty price tag. Knowing what you're buying, understanding its true value and making informed decisions is key. A little research goes a long way, and who knows, you might just save yourself from falling into a trap of wasting money. Let's talk amber, shall we? This fossilized tree resin with its warm, honeyed hues and ancient origins holds a certain allure. But just like a mosquito trapped in time, there's a new breed of amber on the market that's causing a buzz. Second generation amber. Second generation amber is a clever marketing term for reconstituted amber. Imagine taking tiny pieces of amber, almost like amber dust, and then using heat and pressure to fuse them together. The result, a substance that looks like amber, feels like amber, but lacks the unique characteristics and inherent value of naturally formed amber. Second generation amber might be a more affordable alternative, but it's not the same as natural amber. So the next time you're browsing for amber jewelry, remember to ask questions, do your research, and don't be afraid to walk away if something doesn't feel quite right. Pearls, darlings, pearls. They've been a symbol of elegance and sophistication for centuries. And who could forget about shell pearls? These are not your grandmother's pearls. They're more like the distant cousins, twice removed, made from ground-up shells and mother of pearl. These beads are polished and coated to mimic the luster of real pearls. But don't be shell-shocked by their appearance. They're just imitations at the end of the day. Shell pearls are not pearls but are made by pressing shell powder. Shell pearls are vastly different from pearls because shell pearls are just imitations of pearls. Do not confuse the two. The method of making shell pearls generally involves grinding shell powder and mother of pearl into a fine powder, then rolling it into spherical beads, or by carving natural shells into beads and then polishing them. The final step for both methods is to coat the surface with a substance extracted from fish scales or deep sea materials to give them a pearl-like luster. Low-quality shell pearls can be easily identified, but high-quality shell pearls are made more meticulously, and it's easy to be fooled if you're not careful. Get ready to be dazzled, my gem-loving friends, because we're about to delve into the virtual world of Russian rubies. Russian rubies are synthetic rubies, meaning they're created in a laboratory rather than mined from the earth. These lab-created gems are practically indistinguishable from their naturally occurring counterparts. Russian rubies are created using a process called flame fusion, where powdered ingredients are melted at extremely high temperatures and then slowly cooled to form a crystal. Russian rubies offer a more ethical and sustainable alternative to mined rubies. Lab-created rubies are produced in controlled environments, eliminating the need for destructive mining practices. Ultimately, the decision of whether to embrace Russian rubies or stick with natural rubies is a personal one. Oinagi cha postris. Hotan jade Mongolian material is not jade from Outer Mongolia, but an imitation made from synthetic materials like glass and resin. These high imitation materials have the following characteristics: low density, strong light transmission, granular structure, loose particle structure, some with bubbles, and usually have pink fluorescence under ultraviolet light. The surface has a greasy luster and a conchoidal fracture. So how can these masking materials be passed off as Haitian jade? Because after clever processing, they achieve a very good whiteness, pure texture, and smooth oily finish. At first glance, they look the same as Haitian jade. Compare with Qinghai Kunlun jade and Russian jade. A piece of fairly white material is absolutely indistinguishable to some novices, and many people are deceived because of this. But don't worry, we're here to equip you with the knowledge to spot these fake gems. By understanding these telling characteristics and conducting thorough research, you can ensure that you're investing in the real deal. Remember, when it comes to gems, it's all about knowing what to look for and asking the right questions. Let's talk about a metal that's as enigmatic as its name suggests, Tibetan silver. Tibetan silver is often associated with intricate designs, spiritual symbols, and a certain bohemian aesthetic. True Tibetan silver, also known as Tibetan silver ornaments, is a traditional handicraft made by artisans from Tibet, Nepal, and other regions. It is usually a blend of silver and other metal alloys, containing a certain proportion of pure silver, making each piece unique and showcasing the beauty of craftsmanship. The content of pure silver in Tibetan silver varies depending on the manufacturing method and region, generally composed of 30% silver and 70% copper. However, in recent years, what is called Tibetan silver is mostly an alloy of white, copper, and tin, and in fact, it no longer contains silver. By understanding the difference between genuine silver and Tibetan silver, and by asking questions, doing our research, and buying from reputable sources, we can avoid falling prey to misleading marketing tactics. This is where our trusty friend knowledge comes into play. Emperor Green Chalcedony. The name alone evokes images of opulent palaces, lavish gardens, and gemstones fit for royalty. But just like a commoner trying to sneak into a royal ball, this gem's pretentious name might be its most impressive feature. Chalcedony is a lovely gemstone in its own right. This microcrystalline variety of quartz comes in a rainbow of colors and patterns, each with its own unique charm. In the market, chrysoprase is used by unscrupulous traders as imitations of jade because they have similar colors. By giving this particular shade of green chalcedony a fancy, exotic sounding name, sellers can create an illusion of rarity and value. A gem's true worth lies not in its name but in its inherent beauty, its unique characteristics, and the joy it brings to the wearer. And there you have it, my fellow gem enthusiasts. We've journeyed through the dazzling yet often deceptive world of jewelry imitations. From sand gold to Tibetan silver, we've exposed the fakes, debunked the myths, and armed ourselves with the knowledge to make informed decisions. Remember, when it comes to fine jewelry, it's a jungle out there. Don't let the luster blind you to the truth. Ask questions, do your research, and don't be afraid to walk away if something doesn't feel quite right. A true gem shines from within, but a little knowledge never hurts either. Until next time, keep shining bright like the real gems you are. Don't forget to like, subscribe Gemmy Jimmy, and hit that notification bell for more gem-tastic adventures and the latest jewelry information and jewelry knowledge. See you next time. Bye bye.